Alright, so the legs are glued on securely. Just remember to do glue to either side and then press it down securely and it will be fine. It will dry quickly with any luck, and then you'll have a nice solid foundation piece for your model. Oh, another bit of advice, make sure that when you glue it down, this centre bit here where it attaches to the torso is directly over the centre of the base. If you have a look on black bases, there's this little raised bit in the very middle. Well, it's off middle, you know, it's close enough. As long as you try and get this bit directly over that, you'll have a good centre of gravity for your model. I have put together some larger models and they have just gone, they've just fallen over during battles, and it is a pain because they chip and they break and you have to repair them and repaint them, and it's not worth it. So yeah, onto the body here. Luckily, or fortunately, with High Elf sprues, the contact with the sprue, with the body, is not on this lower bit where it attaches to the legs, which means you've got nothing to file here. Especially as, on some of the bodies, there is a lip that comes over here from the breastplate. You can file that off by mistake and it can look awful when you glue it together. So I just leave that bit alone if I were you. However, on these bits where it attaches to the arms, there are nasty sprue marks. Now I'd say, because the arms are really difficult to get on properly, you should take special care to make sure you file these off with your knife. Now the problem with using files or emery boards or whatever is just because they can screw up some of the detail. So I'd say use your knife as far as possible when cleaning stuff off models. Only use your file if you've got a large kind of area with no detail that you need to get rid of, because then they're much faster. So yeah, once you've done that, you want to glue this onto the body. You want to start with it facing over this kind of cut in the chainmail kilt thing, and then you can turn it slightly to whatever way you think is best. Glue it down securely, but not too securely, so you can slightly modify it once you've got the arms and head on, just to, you know, make it look like it's naturally posing rather than it's been glued together. So yeah, again, I'll glue this on off camera, wait for it to dry, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about the arms. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Right, so the body is now dry, hopefully, and as I said, this glue is an absolute pain. Look, you can see there's huge amounts of glue that have bubbled out all around the place. I've wiped most of it off, but I would not recommend this thick plastic glue to anyone. It's horrible, really is. If you're going to assemble plastic miniatures, get the thin glue, it's much better. Anyway, onto the spear arm. Now for someone who's never ever assembled High Elves before, this is an absolute pain. Really is. It's horrible. Even if you know, spend hours dry positioning it to make sure it's in the right place, it's just horrible. It's really difficult to get it on, sticking, pointing the right way, you know, it's horrible. First of all, cleaning the mould lines off. You can see there is a very definite mould line running down each side of the spear here, so I'm just going to clean off quickly. Especially if you're doing a grain pattern when you paint it, you know, kind of high quality tabletop. You don't want mould lines everywhere, because they're annoying. Very annoying. Yep, there's also a mould line down the back of the arm here, which you'll want to get off. You know, straight lines don't look very natural on cloth. And that should be it, I suppose. Right, again, definitely here you want to be putting glue on both surfaces. And then you want to glue it so the spear is straight, but slightly forward. Not quite that much, but you know, something like that. There. That's roughly what you're going for, as you can see with this model. Now the only exception to this are these models, where you have the spear being held in both hands. Now you can see this on the sprue. There is one hand holding the spear much further down than usual, and there is the other hand on the actual spear itself. This joins at the wrist here, this arm and this hand. And here, that's the only exception where it's not pointing the same way. The rest should point the same way and they should look, you know, pretty good. Also the standard bearer, here, this is very different to most models, because it's actually a model holding a spear, and then you glue the crossbar onto the top of the spear, and then you glue each individual banner down. This is also a pain to position, because you need it facing so you can see the model's face and shield, so it has to be off to the side slightly, but it can't be too off to the side, otherwise it clashes with other models in the regiment and you can't stand them together on the movement tray. So everything is just really difficult to position with these models. I will get better at it, I'm sure, as I collect my High Elf army. But yeah, oh, and another thing about this glue, you often get huge amounts of dry residue up here, and that is absolutely horrible, because, you know, it stops the glue flowing properly, and I just don't like it. See, I'll glue this on camera, just so you know, show you guys. That side from it. See, look, it's horrible. I have to put a tiny amount on, then spread it with the glue. There we are. I hate it. I hate that glue. Urgh. So much hate. Let's try and do this. I have been doing this for a while. These models, I mean. I managed to do 5 in a row last night, which is my record. Before getting too frustrated with them and moving on. See, I'd recommend you'd hold these for a while, just so the glue kind of, you know, adheres and sorts itself out. Damn it. These are annoying. I hate them. But I'm literally just going to leave it like that, and then I can reposition it when the glue is set a little bit. Right, so that's it for the spear arm. Now I'm just going to attach the other arm and the head off camera, because this video is getting a bit too long. Then I'm going to sort everything out, and then I'm going to show you the finished model, quick conclusion, and then call it a day there. So yeah, see you guys in a bit once I've finished with this model. So here we have it, the almost finished model. I mean, after the spear arm, the rest is quite easy. You just have to get this arm in kind of a position where it can hold a shield, and the head just goes on straight and looking forwards. It's not really that much of a big deal. As you can see, the entire assembly of one spearman took about 5-10 minutes. I mean, usually it would take less, because I usually be filming, but yeah, they're quite complicated compared to most kind of plastic kits, but it's worth it in the end. They do look fantastic when they're assembled into a unit, and all that's really left for this guy is to glue this tuft to his helmet, which is optional, obviously. On the box, not all the models have it, in fact most don't, whereas kind of, sorry, mic issues there, whereas kind of all my models mostly do, so it's really up to you what you do with your models. That'll be it for the assembly tutorial. Next video will probably either be an update on my terrain, because I've ordered some foam board, as you heard in my bulletin. Either that, or it'll be an undercoating tutorial on how to undercoat plastic models, which is likely in the next day or two. So thanks for watching again, as always. Like, favourite, comment, subscribe, whatever, just tell me what you think. Obviously this is my first tutorial, so it's a bit kind of slapdash, not very linear, you get distracted a lot. Camera's not brilliant, but you know, it'll do. And thanks, so I'll see you guys very, very soon indeed. Farewell.